Hello everyone. Info. As a part of the group discussion, we chose a topic of the globalization. Globalization is a threat to Indian culture. As the name suggests, globalization it means import and export. As the years are going on, we are dependent on import and export the resources and other technologies from various countries. And few days, this leads to decrease our culture and all. And we'll have a healthy discussion about this topic.
Yeah, yes, I want to initiate the topic. Globalization is needed for every country to develop technologically and to develop industries, but it's sometimes leading to deviation of their culture, and their culture is being changed due to this technological development also. So we need to discuss on that point and give a conclusion.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jashika. In olden days, there are joint families. After globalization, they are eventually decreasing. That's what the impact of globalization. That's why globalization is needed, but we should follow our culture and trends. We should not keep that out of bounds. And that's why globalization is needed, but uh, it has to mark.
It has a yes.
Globalization needs gives an advantage to our country also because our food also changing. The technology was improving, but the change our food needs to the damages of our health, and it's important, but uh, we have to take care of ourselves.
Yes, I agree with Deepika. We are exporting our rice to many other countries. Many other countries like Russia and Canada or America. If we are exporting our rice, then India might be in future we have a drastic change of in rice bags or any other textiles, or we can say any food or clothing. So we must import or export conveniently or explicitly as our India adapt the changes.
I agree with Vardhan. First of all, globalization means the importing and exporting of products from our country to another countries. But by exporting, we are not get any problem to our culture. By importing, we adopt the foreign cultures. There are more importance of globalization, but it that's in Indian culture.
Yeah, from all of the points, I also want to say that we need to take their impacts, but we need to balance both of them. We need not stop globalization, but we need to balance both of their culture and our culture.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. In textile industries and our dressing style also changed a lot due to this globalization. Um, by the way you dressed and our culture also exposing everywhere.
Yes, I would like to add one point. In today's generation, India is mainly focusing on importing but not exporting. So for this, we have many multiple of opportunities if we create only our expectations or exports. There are many job opportunities where if we cannot export our products and we use it within the India.
I agree with you, Vardhan, and I want to add a point that nowadays all are focusing on India's culture and heritage. So we keep more focus on exporting than importing, because importing other goods means we are not exporting or we are not promoting our products. So we need to export our products to improve our culture, and that's it.
I agree. I agree with Yashod. As a part of import and export, to nowadays our movies also globalized, like Bahubali, RRR. This says that winning of Golden Globes and Oscar Award shows that Indian culture, and they know about our future, our old generations, and the superstars like Kallu Sridhar, Ramjan Kumaramin. They know and how they fight freedom fighters and this.
Okay. Day by day, our culture is degrading, and the foreign cultural model was coming to the Indian culture. So the foreign styles are introducing in our Indian style.
So I would like to add one point. India is importing many items from other countries. So if we spending that much amount in dollars or rupees, the dollar is day by day increasing. If we want to, if we import the other things, there might be more money for the development. India is developing country, so there is a need of more money. So if we want to recreate or generate ourselves things in our country, there is much need of money, and we can use that money in developing like metro railway stations or subways, so they can help in developing the country.
I agree with you, Vardhan. Day by day, the value of rupee is decreasing. It is because we are importing more than exporting. This is because of globalization. We should concentrate more on exporting our Indian products.
If you raised a valuable point. But as past earlier days, there are much resources in India that inspired other nations to come and trade in India. As the days are beginning, the importing and these takes, the exporting takes more resources from India. As like many valuable things like the country which introduced the masalas or some valuable items to the country is India. As the exporting takes place, all the goods and resources are robbed from India through the railways or the waterways. And now in this generation, the only thing is exporting from India is sand mining or charcoal mining, that which impacts the Indian economy. By this, there is a much price to produce and import from India, and we are simply depending upon others to import because if you design a product, it costs more than importing a product. So we are drastically depending upon importing. And the thing we should take change in our generation is to bring the globalization from India, is to import and export from India.
So all of you come.
I agree with Bharat. Globalization has some advantages and some disadvantages, but globalization is must necessary for the Indian our country economy. By importing the products from foreign countries, we introduce their traditions, their cultures. First of all, India is well cultured and well traditional country. By importing foreign products, we adopt their cultures in our country. So globalization affects our culture.
Yeah, we should.
So
should
this is
enter
our conclusion from our discussion. We want to say that globalization is needed and it is also somewhat necessary to our India, but it's a threat to Indian culture.
In India, petrol is very high cost. And import the petrol or any things is low cost for and foreign culture based short type dresses and we wear the dresses and Indian culture is protecting.
So all of your points, I'm concluding that that the globalization has an advantage and disadvantage, but there is a but a great threat for India for exporting for importing. So the government should focus on the globalization developing on India. Thank you.
from Team 2, and we are here for the group discussion on the topic of do deadlines destroy creativity. Many of us know for the creativity, it needs more time to be more creative and innovative.
Yes, I do agree with your point, Mohan. By implementing the deadlines, we are going to destroy our own creativity. By implementing some deadlines to us, it kills our creativity. If we need more time, we can plan the idea and implement it.
As you said, Smita, we can, by giving the deadlines, we can, the stress will be formed on the developer so that he cannot develop any app or website has comfort so that he cannot do great projects and he kill the idea.
Sir, I'm agreeing with the point because deadlines really destroy the creativity. For any company, the client should give some time, some limited time, which was he or she wants to need to develop any project. For that, the team members should think and aware of the project so that they can implement full the creativity into the project so that it will be very efficient and helpful to the company. It leads to best development of the company.
I agree with you, Shashank. Nowadays, most of we focused on only deadlines to complete the task in time. We have to lots of pressure on them, and we have to no time to think creatively and implement them. We have to no check that is the success or failure. They implement on in time, so that's why creativity.
Yes, deadlines will destroy creativity because due to deadlines they focus how to complete the work and they did not think creatively, and due to deadline the employee gets stressed and do work fastly and does not think creatively. Everything has both positive and negative. By keeping deadlines, the employee can manage the time efficiently towards the project.
Smaller. Before doing any work, we should plan before. We should have a way full of it because that one always pushes the person towards the completion of the work. And also we have a disadvantage. If there is no deadline, the work always the people becomes very lazy towards the work.
Yesterday, now I want to say about the deadlines. As our creativity destroys our uh, to speak to express our ideas. It will destroy our creativity within a period of time.
Yes, somewhat your point makes sense, but the fact is, the person you're hiring is the just imagine the person you're hiring. You expect them to make the work as quick as possible. So if you can't make your work in a given certain time, you can have any alternatives like hiring another person who can finish the work in a certain time. So I think the deadlines may be cruel in some aspects, but not in every aspect. So
Yes, so I would like to add a point. In many software companies, the company gives some specific amount of time for the completion of a project. It was necessary because the client has some certain time period is given to them. In that time period, they have to complete the project, and by thinking, they can improve their thinking ability, and they can be more creative. By creating deadlines, it will be somehow useful.
to increase the productivity
Yeah.
of the work.
So, agree that in the last time we cannot do our work. For example, in the company, managers gives lot of work to employees, uh, but they gives some small time. If we done the short time, they will do. They will not do uh, as creativity. They are missing some creativities.
It's also for the person paying him for doing the work in certain time want to like lack the work. So like deadlines must be compulsory in corporate society.
Yes, I agree with your point, but the deadlines always kills the creativity, and the deadlines must be given to the person who is able to do the work, and the company should firstly hire the people who are doing with more creativity and all.
Yeah, Shweta, but actually, according to the projects, we have to keep the deadlines.
for only small project, if the clients or any other company team members will keep the deadlines, so the creativity of the teammates will be reduced, so that we cannot improve the much more efficient project. In order to that, we can implement some limited time, so that we can access or we can give another some more time to complete the project.
As you said, Shashank, time and deadlines will help us to increase our time management skills and improve our critical thinking in the project, so that we can easily, if we fill in this project in another project, we can easily done the project by within deadline time, by so that deadline is important. It helps us to manage the time.
By giving deadlines, they just want to finish that work as possible. So they don't think creatively. If the manager or some head give them more time, then they'll think creatively, and so they can give the output uh, in good way.
As all said, every hiring process, they should conduct some deadline. So we should do complete of time, credit of task within that deadline.
It depends. It depends on time, how much the deadline given to a project. If the time given to the project is sufficient enough, then there is no problem with the deadline. If the less time is given for a big project, then there is effect to the creativity for that project.
In the corporate society, the one who can handle the pressure and should be more creative will be in the race. Otherwise, should be so deadlines is so important, and for completion of any projects or any things.
So creativity is not something that increases with the time period. So doing more paperwork in less amount of time is also creative. So I conclude this group discussion.